I like to compare it a little bit to Brazil, a huge country with a giant rainforest, a big river, and people who have a very upbeat and happy culture. But unfortunately, Congo is also known for its conflicts.
Nous sommes dans la ville de Goma, dans l'est de la République du Congo. Depuis les années 80, cette région est ravagée par le conflit qui oppose différents groupes armés. Résultat, la déstabilisation de communautés entières.
People are now becoming more aware of Congo as well because of their phones. Because Congo is very rich in a number of minerals, raw materials, that we need for the products that we use in our everyday lives and that we are going to rely on even more in the future.
Some armed groups and human rights abuses are financed through the mineral trade in conflict areas.
Western consumers are only indirectly related to the conflict in Congo, but we have a possibility to create another relationship to these countries. We would have to reconsider our relationship to these technologies and the speed with which we have to purchase new and materially intensive technologies all the time, whether it is for green reasons or just simply for the pleasure of enjoying technology. The neighboring countries like Uganda and Rwanda are main exporters or throughput countries of these minerals from Eastern Congo, and we now know that the export statistics of Rwanda, who purports to be a major producer of some of these minerals, are actually fake and inflated by Congolese minerals. So neighboring countries, in other words, the government of neighboring countries are benefiting from the illegal exploitation of Congolese minerals.
Thousands of people displaced by the conflict have been left vulnerable. Many at the Murunga IDP camp outside Goma have had to relocate 2 or 3 times in the past year.
Neighboring countries like Rwanda are also actively involved in the conflict. There's an armed group called M23, which is currently occupying a big part of the North Kivu province in Eastern Congo, is causing unheard of human suffering inside the country, and it is being directly supported by the Rwandese government for it to try and maintain influence inside the DR Congo.
When M23 took control of Goma, DRC security forces fled.
If Western countries like Denmark, the UK, the EU support these neighboring countries, they are supporting the perpetuation of a situation in which Congo is being exploited. I think there's multiple reasons why we don't hear anything about the conflict in Eastern Congo. The first reason is that it's a very complicated conflict, and journalists have a lot of difficulty in telling an original story about what's going on there. And people are, I think, tired of hearing the same kind of simplified story about what's going on there. So it requires quite a bit of resources for journalists to tell a different story about Congo, one that actually is able to appeal to us as humans. Now, the second reason is because there is simply so many vast crises going on in the world today. These bigger crises which are closer to our doorstep than remote and intractable conflicts that are difficult to understand in Africa, than these conflicts which are closer to our doorstep tend to absorb more of our absorption capacity for human suffering. I like to root for Congo, so I'm very happy with any attention to the situation of people like you and me, but they just happen to live in a place where things are very different and not in a good way.